We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Hello and welcome to the session of International Finance. Today we'll discuss about the foreign exchange and different foreign exchange arithmetics and how to calculate forward rate. Let's see. So calculation of foreign exchange rate. We need to understand different arithmetics of this, but before that, there are certain important points which we need to take care. Though it is not people are taking into consideration, but it is very important when we are calculating the foreign exchange. Now see, as you can see in this slide, the first rate which I have mentioned is $1 equals to 40.10 and 40.15. This I have already explained in previous session, that the first rate or the lesser rate is known as a bid rate, the rate at which bank is buying, and the right hand side rate, the higher rate, is considered as the ask rate, that is a rate at which bank is selling. But the most important thing which we need to first understand in this session is which is home currency and which is foreign currency. Now see over here, $1, this rupees are given, that is $1 equals to 40 point, and if you want to sell $1 to bank, so bank will buy at 40.10, and if you want to buy $1 from bank, bank will sell you at 40.15. So the left hand side currency is considered as the foreign currency, and the right hand side currency is considered as the home currency, right? But in denomination, or if you want to write it in the currency form, the home currency is written as rupees public, or you can say per dollar. So dollar is known as foreign currency and rupees is considered as home currency, or you can say domestic currency. And when we write in rupees form, that is when we write in terms of numbers, the right hand side currency is considered as home currency and the left hand side currency is considered as the foreign currency. So this $1 equals to 40.10 and 40.15. This rate is given for Indian point of view, that is the rate is direct quote for Indian, and if you are looking into this quote, it is indirect quote for US, and this is direct quote for India. So left hand side, as I have already said, left hand currency is dollar and right hand currency is rupees. If you go to bank, if you are selling $1,000, so bank will buy, that means bank will purchase $1 at 40.10. we are selling, so bank will be buying, it is bid rate, so 1000 into 40.10, 40,100 we will receive and bank will purchase. But let us consider if we are buying the $1,000 from bank, so bank will be selling it, and for bank will sell it at 40.15 per dollar. We want $1,000, so we have to pay 40,150 and we can buy $1,000 from bank. Now the same example, or the same kind of example I have also mentioned on right hand side of this slide. In this one SGD means Singapore dollar. If you want to buy one Singapore dollar, that means bank will sell you. So 25 rupees is buying rate for customer and selling rate for bank. And if you want to sell one Singapore dollar, so bank will be buying and we are selling, so 24.98 is our selling rate and bank will be buying this from us. For example, if any customer wants to buy 4 lakh Singapore dollar, how much Indian rupees we have to pay? So 4 lakh multiplied by 25, 1 crore rupees customer or the person has to pay, and he or she will be able to buy 4 lakh Singapore dollar. Now in this slide I have kept one small caslet to understand how this foreign exchange transaction can be made. For simple understanding, I would request you to kindly note it down in your paper, because in this slide I have only mentioned question and the answer would be in next slide. So if you are writing this question in your separate page, or if you copy this in separate form, you keep it in your hand and in the next slide you can tally the answer. So let me explain the sum first. Calculate how many British pound a London based firm will receive or pay for the following. So we are based in London, and like in India, if suppose the company is in India, so rupees is the domestic currency. Now as the company is London based company, so pound is domestic currency and remaining are the foreign currency. So we have to calculate everything in terms of pound. Now the questions are given as follows. The company will receive dividend amounting to 1,20,000 euro. So if UK based company receiving 1,20,000 euro, we need to find out in terms of their home currency, that means in terms of pound, what would be the amount company would receive. Second question, the firm will pay interest amounting to 2 lakh yen from the borrowing. So company has taken borrowings from Japanese bank and now they have to pay 2 lakh of interest. So in terms of pound, what is the payment? Third is company is making export and company is supposed to receive 3 lakh dollar US dollar. So what is in terms of pound, we need to find out. And the fourth is we are the company is importing goods worth 4 lakh Singapore dollar. So in terms of pound, how much we have to pay, and the different quotes are given. Number one, $1 equals to, now for what we need to find it out. The first one is company is receiving euro. So let's assume we are in UK, we receive euro, so we will be selling euro to our London bank, and when we are selling, they will be buying. So second quote is useful for first answer. So let us see the answers, all answers in detail in next slide. Okay, now the answers for this caselets. Number one, company has received 1,20,000 euro. So our job is to calculate what is in terms of pound company will receive. So when we receive 1,20,000 euro, we'll be selling this euro to UK bank and bank will be buying. So we will apply the second rate, that is euro to pound. When bank is buying, we will sell euro and bank will buy at 0.60 pound per pound. So 1,20,000 into 0.60, the UK based company will receive 72,000 pound in exchange of 1,20,000 euro. Now the second the second question is, the firm pays 2 lakh yen interest. So if you want to pay 2 lakh yen in UK, you need to give our bank a pound and you can receive yens. Now to get 100 yens, right, the UK based firm has to give 0.0050, because now we are buying, so bank will be selling. To buy 100 yen, we have to sell, we have to pay 0.005 pound. Now we want 2 lakh yen, so how much pound we have to give? So 2 lakh into 0.0050, we need to give 1000 pound and we can get 2 lakh yens, and then UK company can pay 2 lakh interest. Third is the firm exported goods to USA and received 3 lakh dollar. Now we received 3 lakh dollar. We are UK based company, will be selling these dollars to our UK bank and UK bank will purchase from us, that is bid rate. And the first quote will be useful. When we sell $1, the bank will buy this $1 at 50 pound. But now we are selling 3 lakh dollars, so bank will be giving us 1,50,000 pound. And the last one is, we import goods from Singapore worth 4 lakh Singapore dollar. Now we want Singapore dollar because we are importer, we need to pay Singapore dollar. To buy Singapore dollar, we have so bank will sell. So the third quote, which is 1 Singapore dollar, you can buy it by giving 0.40 pound. But now we want 4 lakh Singapore dollar, so 4 lakh into 0.4, 1,60,000 pound we can give, and we can receive 4 lakh dollars and we can fulfill our obligations. Now in this slide, we'll be calculating, or we will learn how to calculate forward rate based on spot rate, that is the rate which is given today. Based on today's rate, what would be the rate after 1 month or 3 month or 6 month, depending upon the questions which they were asked. Now let us see, let's understand this with the help of example. A person has to pay $13,750 after 3 months from today. So we want $13,750, but not today, after 3 months. Suppose we have spot rate, we know what is the exchange rate between rupees and dollar today. But the thing is, we need not to buy this dollar today, we need to buy this dollar after 3 months. What would be the rate after 3 months that we are supposed to find it out? The spot rate is 1 rupee equals to $0.0275. That means when you give 1 rupee, you will receive $0.0275. This is what the spot rate is. Now the question is, rupee is likely to depreciate by 5% over 3 months. That means today, to when you give 1 rupee, you receive 0.0275. But after 3 months, rupee is going to depreciate, so you will receive definitely less than this. You will not receive 0.0275, you will receive less than 0.0275, and which is 5% of this. We can calculate this with the help of example, with the help of formula. The forward rate equals to spot rate into e raised to minus RT. Now why minus RT? Because we need to find out it is depreciation, that is what would be the rate after 3 months when rupee is depreciating. So by calculating, by applying this formula, that is a forward rate formula, after 3 month rate would be 0.026125. So let us see. Okay, now that was the one when percentage of appreciation or depreciation is given. We can also find out what is forward rate, what is rate after 1 month, after 2 months, or after 3 months. But what if rather than percentage, if bank is providing us swap point, or you can say margin point, then how we can calculate the forward rate? Now let's see with the help of example. The and this is what I have already explained in my previous session also. Amount of forward margin, or you can say swap point, if it is given in ascending order, like the first is bid rate 0.05 and the ask rate is 0.08, that means it is increasing in nature. We consider that the currency is selling at premium in future. But if it is in descending order, that means the first rate, bid rate is 0.05 and the ask rate is 0.03, it means it is descending order. If it is descending order, it is considered as in future the currency would be selling at discount. Let us understand with the help of example. The spot rate of $1, dollar is a foreign currency and rupees is domestic currency, it is in right hand side. So $1, if we want to buy, that means bank will sell 40.10, and if we want to sell, or you can say bank will buy, that is 40. Bid rate is a rate at which bank will buy, and ask rate is a rate at which bank will sell. 1 month swap point is given 0.10 and 0.11. It is ascending, that means after 1 month the dollar is selling at premium and rupee will be at discount, so we will add this. 2 month forward rate 0.13 and 0.10, that means dollar will be selling at discount. And 3 month rate is given as 0.14 and 0.15, that means ascending, that means again the dollar will be selling at premium. This is what the interpretation is. Now when this ascending is given, in whatever the swap points are given, we have to adjust it with spot rate. So as 1 month ascending is 0.10 and 0.11, 0.10 is considered as bid swap point and 0.11 is considered as ask swap point. We will add it with respective spot rate. So 1 month rate is 40 plus 0.10, it is 40.10, and ask rate is 40.10 plus 0.11, that comes to 40.21. Now for 2 months, as it is descending, that means it is considered as selling at discount, so we will minus it on spot rate. All adjustments are done with respect to spot rate. The spot rate bid is 40 and 2 month forward bid rate is 0.13, that means swap point is 0.13, we will minus it. So 2 month forward rate is 39.87 bid rate and 2 month forward rate, ask rate, is 40.10 minus 0.10 is 39.98, and for 3 months again it is ascending. That means dollar is selling at premium. 40 plus 0.10 it is 40.10, and 40.10 ask rate plus 0.15 is 40.25. Now this is what with the help of swap point we can also calculate the forward rate. Now this is very important example which I have kept to understand the exchange arithmetic. Given the following rates, find out the bid rate and ask rate for Chinese yuan CY in terms of rupees. That means when you buy one Chinese yuan, how much rupees you have to pay, or when you sell one Chinese yuan, how much rupees you will receive. So our job is to find out quote between rupees and Chinese yuan, where Chinese yuan is considered as foreign currency and rupees is considered as domestic currency, right? So the rates are not given between Chinese yuan and rupees. The rates are given like this. This is what the rates are given in example. $1 equals to 5.7040 Chinese yuan bid rate and 5.7090 Chinese yuan ask rate. And again $1 equals to 40.30 bid rate and 40.50 rupees ask rate. So the thing is, our job is to find out the rate between rupees and Chinese yuan. Now if I'm quoting this rate which is right now given in example, so we should write it as the first one is Chinese yuan per dollar and the second is rupees per dollar. So on right hand side, as you can see, I have mentioned the formula. Our job is to find out rupees per Chinese yuan. We need to find out, or we need to write this quote like this: rupees per dollar. So we will put it as it is. The second rate is rupees per dollar, which is given. The only thing we will reverse the rate which is given first, which is Chinese yuan to dollar. We will reverse it. We consider it as dollar to Chinese yuan, and then dollar will be gone. Whatever we want, which is rupees to Chinese yuan, we can receive. So let us find out. $1, we convert this rate. $1 equals to, as it is given, for Chinese yuan 5.7040 and 5.7090, and for rupees $1 equals to 40.30 and 40.50. Now the first rate, which is yuan to dollar, Chinese yuan to dollar is given. We will reverse it, and then we multiply with the second rate, which is rupees to dollar. So what happened actually, when you see right hand side the formula, rupees to dollar, it is already given. So if I want to find out bid rate, so I'll write down 40.30 as it is, which you can see just below the formula which I kept. Bid rate equals to 40.30 multiplied by, now I'll reverse. Now when I reverse, to write down bid rate, I will write down 1 upon ask rate, that becomes bid. So 1 divided by 5.7090, that becomes bid rate for yuan to dollar. So that comes to 40.30 multiplied by 1 divided by 5.7090, that comes to 7.0590. That is the rate quote between rupees and Chinese yuan, that is bid rate. So when we sell one Chinese yuan, bank will give us 7.0590 rupees. Similarly, to find out ask rate, the second rate, which is as it is, we will put 40.50, which is already rupees to yuan quote is given, and then we'll again reverse the rate, which is first 1 divided by bid rate, that is 1 divided by 5.7040, and that comes to 7.1003. So by this way we come to the calculation 7.1003. That means when you buy, that means when bank is selling one Chinese yuan, we have to pay 7.1003 rupees. And this is how the bid rate and ask rate can be found when the exact rates are not given. And this is also known as a cross currency transaction. Cross currency transaction means when you want to buy or sell foreign currency, from a bank, but the quote are not given, but quote is given with some other currency, and our job is to convert our home currency as it is given. Our rupees to dollar is given and yuan to dollar is given, and then we will find out the rate between rupees to yuan. That means there is a common currency between two. Our common currency is dollar, and then we can find out what is the currency rate between rupees to Chinese yuan. Thanks for the listening, and some more materials you can visit my blog spot also, which I have mentioned, which I have kept in my last slides. Thank you.